guys, what's going on? I've got several rod and reel reviews for you. I've got 3 of the Team Lews HM85 rods, and I've got them paired up with a variety of different reels. I'll go ahead and start off with this 7'10" heavy fast action rod. They market it as a flipping stick, but I purchased it to use mainly for swim baits, Alabama rig, and things like that. They have an actual rod that they market for Alabama rigs and swim baits, but they were out of it when I went there. I picked this rod up and it felt great, so I figured I'd go ahead and give it a try. I think the only difference is their actual swim bait rod is rated for 4 ounces, where this was only rated for 2. And the Alabama rig rod has a sweeper handle on it, which the grip goes back a little bit. It's supposed to be more comfortable for when you're throwing those heavy swim baits. I threw a heavy swim bait on it, and I threw an Alabama rig on it a decent amount this weekend, and I didn't have any issues with it. The rod was super sensitive. It had a great backbone to it. One thing about these HM85 rods is they have a tip on them that's pretty light, which I prefer in a rod. I like a light tip, and then I like something with a heavy backbone, so I can feel a lot of what's going on down, and when I go to set the hook, I feel like, you know, it's really got control of the fish. I creeped the rig along the bottom a lot, and it was super sensitive. I could feel all the rocks down there, but when I did feel a fish, I didn't have any issues with reeling them in at all. This rod here, like I said, it's HM85, which is a 85 milli modulus graphite. It's going to be an extremely sensitive rod. It's made with the Fuji KR concept, stainless steel guides with alkanite inserts. These are the same inserts that I have on my St. Croix rods that I throw, and they're phenomenal. They're extremely durable with braid. I've never had any problem with any braid cutting into them at all, and they're extremely smooth. So like I said on the review of the custom speed stick, the braid was a little bit loud going through the guides, and it could be just that this is different braid here. I'm not for sure, but I have no problem at all. This is a decent amount quieter than that custom speed stick was. Again, I'm not 100% sure that it's just the rod, but I think that those guides do have a little bit to do with it. So these alkanite guides are great. They're made for braids. They're sloped forward. So if you do have, you know, a braid will sometimes twist around the rod. If it does twist around, they're sloped forward so that braid will slide right off. I've got this paired with a Lews Super Duty. Again, I've got a lot of these reels. They're phenomenal. I fish them on this rod. I fish them on my frog rod. I fish them on that pitching rod I showed you in a previous video. This reel here is in a 6.4 to 1, which I think is a great, you know, reel for Alabama rigs, things like that. Something you're generally going to fish a little bit slower. If I was using this rod primarily for pitching, I would throw a little faster reel on there, a 7 to 1 or 8 to 1 ratio. But for what I'm using it for, it pairs up nicely. Again, these reels have all brass gears. They weigh 7.8 ounces. They're extremely durable, and I've had no problems with them so far. They have a 95 millimeter handle, which is 10 millimeters bigger than the standard handle that Lews uses. So you get a lot of backbone to it. You don't have any problem reeling in big fish through a lot of cover and things like that. Secondly, I've got the same rod, the Team Lews HM85 rod, but I've got it in a 7'2" medium heavy fast action. They market this rod as a finesse jig rod, but I think it's pretty versatile, and I bought it to use for a lot of different things. You know, when you pattern fish and they're on a certain, you know, they're on jigs or they're on spinner baits or something like that, I always wish I had another rod to throw something else on, just in case, you know, they decide to change colors on me or something like that. So if I'm fishing jigs and I've been having good luck on green pumpkin, but I think the water might clear up, you know, I might throw a more natural crawl color on this rod, you know, and use it as a backup or secondary rod. Same thing with spinner baits. You know, if the water's murky and I've been fishing darker colors and I think it's going to clear up, I think I might go to an area of the lake that's clear, then I'll throw on, you know, a more natural color spinner bait or something with different colored blades. I might have been fishing gold blades in that murky water, but when I go to that clear water, I might want some silver blades or something painted blades, something like that. So I bought this rod to use kind of all around as a spinner bait, buzz bait, jig rod, whatever I think they're biting on at the time. If I want to throw a little something oddball out there, then I'll go ahead and tie it on this rod. That way I have a little bit of some more variety than what I got to throw. The last Team Lews rod I bought is a spinning rod. It's the Team Lews Speed Stick again, same series of rod, HM85 graphite. It's got the same series, the Fuji KR Concept alkanite guides, and they're sloped forward as well to help everything slide off of them. They're tangle free as well. This is a 7'2". This is a 7-foot medium fast action rod, and what I bought it for is to use it for, you know, just a variety of stuff as well. I've already got a shaky head rod that's dedicated for that. But this rod I bought to throw like real light 1/4 ounce finesse jigs on. It could also double as a shaky head rod, or sometimes in the wintertime whenever it's real cold and I'm fishing mono on some jerk baits. I like to fish them on a spinning rod just because it's easier to hold, and you know sometimes you're pausing 15 to 30 seconds between jerks. So I kind of bought this rod as an all-around rod too. I threw a finesse jig on it quite a bit this weekend. I also threw a shaky head on it a little bit, and man, it is super sensitive. So I love the rod. It worked out great for me. I've got it paired up with a Lews Tournament Series, and this is only a $79 reel. It's got 10 ball bearings. It's light. I think it only weighs in at just over 8 ounces. The only thing I did notice about the reel is whenever I was fighting fish, the drag was really smooth, but beforehand when I was testing it and I was just kind of pulling on the line and checking on it, it seemed like it kind of let out and burst a little bit. It might have been because it was brand new, because once I started catching fish on it, I didn't notice that at all. But that is the only thing I can say. It might not be the smoothest drag that's out there, but for 79 bucks, I mean, you really can't beat it. Again, all those Team Lews rods, they're going to revamp the series. I've heard that Lews has a new rod engineer, and that's where that new custom speed stick came from, and they're going to revamp this line for next year. So if you can, you might be able to find these rods on sale right now, because I think they're discontinuing this exact line, because like I said, they're going to revamp it with that new rod engineer. But I mean, I don't know what they're going to change on it, because these are phenomenal rods. I had great luck on them this weekend. If you're looking for a great series of rod that has a model for everything you throw, I would definitely recommend these Team Lews speed sticks. And also, again, in my other video, I reviewed a Lews custom speed stick. The main difference between those two I noticed, I don't know if it's with the whole lines in general, but these Team Lews seem to have a softer tip than those custom speed sticks did. Both of the rods are super sensitive, but it seems like these have a little softer tip. And I also noticed that these Team Lews rods are also a tad bit heavier. The custom speed sticks are actually a little bit lighter rod. These Team Lews rods are painted, and the custom speed stick rods aren't. I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not. But again, these rods are by no means heavy, but they do weigh a tad bit more than those custom speed sticks did. Again, these are the Team Lews HM85 rods. If you guys have any questions on anything I reviewed today, go ahead and comment below, and I'll make sure I answer it for you. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.